Hey there. I thought I would take a quick moment here over the next few minutes and show how I lock down my saw to do some sharpening. So I'm here at a place where I can have a bench vise. I've got my 462. If you recall, I've had some issues with this because I hit the concrete at the wood yard, and that has made it tough to get cut straight, and I don't think my chain is sharp. It takes a few sharpenings to get it there. One of the things that I use to sharpen is a 2-in-1. This thing has been fantastic. I'm not sure I would be a very good filer if I just hand filed without this thing. I have been noticing that the round files have been, I think, getting dull, and so I had ordered some new ones, and I'm going to go ahead and replace those because that makes a world of difference when it comes to sharpening these up. So I always wear gloves because one time I was cutting with bare hands and I slipped, and these cutters, they get very, very sharp, and I actually cut my finger pretty good. So now I wear gloves just to avoid that. So I lock my saw into the bench vise. I like to leave a little gap in here just to have some space to work with. If you recall, in a previous video I had talked about you have the cutter, and then this is the depth cut gauge. And when this, if I had my 400 here, you would see the gap between this depth gauge, I'll say, and the cutter. When it increases to so far, if you really lose a lot of cutting power, it doesn't cut as well. And even though you're sharp, if you start to lose that edge, because you're just not able to, with the 2-in-1, to knock this down far enough to where you're cutting deep enough into the wood. And so to me, with the way my setup is, that's when I consider my chain is done. And that's about where on the 400 the chain is. It's in need of replacement. Need a new chain on there, which at some point I will do. Watching some other videos, I found it very helpful to mark where my last sharpening needs to happen. So when I bring the chain around to that point, I'll know, all right, I've sharpened up all. I'm looking to replace my round files. I couldn't pull it out by hand, so just grabbed a tool. Here's some vice grips to pull it out. So this one has become more smooth. It might still work a little bit, but compared to a new one, that one's a lot more rough and will do a fine job. I ordered 13/64 Oregon ones, as I have a 3/8 chain. There we go. They are replaced. So when I sharpen, you'll see on here they have arrows as to how to line it up and try to keep it level with a little, whoops, I got that wrong. You want to match the angle and slowly pull it across. You can hear it grinding as I sharpen. And it should be sharpening this edge and taking the raker down a little bit, the cutter gauge, depth gauge. and it's kind of nice. It'll get a little brighter, that metal, as I'm sharpening, so I know I can see that, oh yeah, it's sharpening it up. Try to keep it flat and level as best I can. Generally, I go anywhere from 4 to 6 strokes. And with this vise, it locks it in so that the chain, I have to take it out to spin it so that I can sharpen. I found that it takes about 3 times of taking out my chain or the saw and sharpening that section to get all the way through. This is a 25-inch bar and chain, where I can just feel it sharpening so much better with these new files. I bought a 12-pack, so I should be good for a little while. Having the vise really speeds up how quickly I can sharpen. There's a previous video I got where I sharpened it on the back of my tailgate, and that doesn't work too well. Stihl does have where they put a yellow band, but mine has begun, the paint's begun to wear off, so that's why I've just found it easier to mark it with a marker. And you can see, here comes my last one, right there. So on the 3rd spin of the chain, I am last row of sharpening. And this has saved me so much. You know, I used to, if you send them out to be sharpened, like at a dealer, I think it was, last time I did it at a dealer, it was about 15 bucks a chain. I then found a guy that did $7 a chain. And then I found an Amishman in the area, and he does it for about $5 a chain. So that's good, but this is so much better. And the time, because I would have to take the chain off of each bar, and then it would take them maybe a week or so. Whereas here, I do it, and I'm done and ready to cut. And there we go. It is sharpened. One thing I like to do is just check the air filter. So I'll grab a screwdriver, pop these. And again, this is the Stihl 462 saw. I really, really like this saw. It's just got some good power. It's not super heavy, comparable to the 400, but it's definitely more powerful. So there's my, yeah, it's not too bad. I recently cleaned it. I blow it out with a air compressor. There's a little bit of debris in there, you can see, but it's not bad. Maybe. There are some discoloration where it looks like something got in there, but I think she's ready to cut. So that's my little bit of maintenance. The last time I was in here and used the blower, I actually blowed out the whole saw. So it looks pretty clean in terms of, I have run it, I think, once since I did that, but it really cleaned it up pretty good. Well, sharpen that chain on the 462. I want to see, does it bite? Does it grab? Is it pulling me in? Is it sharp? You know, I put those new round files in. I could feel it biting more than the old ones. So I'm curious. I've got some logs here, got it filled up. It's been warming up. So I'm going to start some cutting here, see what it does. Oh yeah, it's pulling me in. This is cutting like a new chain. This is oak, I believe chestnut oak from what a friend told me. And so it's nice hardwood, and this is cutting great. Well, I'd say sharpening it for about the third or fourth time since I hit the concrete has been a success, especially putting in the new round files. I could tell as I was sharpening over the past number of times with all my saws that the round files were getting worn out, and so putting on the new ones really did make a difference. So 2-in-1 chainsaw filing is huge for me. I'm not sure I'd be that good on hand filing, and it really makes a difference. It saved me a lot, and downtime, not having to take it to somebody to have it done. So maybe a little tip there, you can do it too. Take care.